News, we could be just months away from an early vaccine for COVID-19. Trials are happening now in our region. In fact, the presidents of Xavier and Dillard, both historically black universities, are part of that testing, and they want others to think about joining as well. But as Danny Monteverdi reports, that is not sitting well with some who remember a sordid history with vaccines and the African-American community.
Walter Kimbrough has another responsibility these days on top of leading Dillard University.
And then once a week, they'll send you a reminder that you have this app on your phone and ask you about basic, how you're feeling is real quick.
Kimbrough is among 200 people locally taking part in a study of a possible COVID-19 vaccine. That vaccine is being developed by Pfizer and BioNTech. Ochsner is overseeing the local participants. The study is taking place at 120 sites around the world. Kimbrough says there's a reason he felt the need to take part.
We just finally in the state now have where most of the people who've died in the state are not African American, but if African Americans are 33% of the state, but 48% of the deaths, that's a problem.
Some say blacks and Latinos have been customarily left out of clinical trials, which might mean problems down the road. Xavier University President Reynold Verrett urged Kimbrough to volunteer for the vaccine trial after he signed up for it.
You don't want to find out, surprise, there's a side effect in African Americans that you would not have noticed.
Victoria Smith is a doctor at Ochsner, as well as a participant in the study.
Especially because we've seen COVID affect African Americans and Latinos disproportionately, I think it's so key for African Americans and Latinos to be part of the studies.
Dr. Julia Garcia Diaz, Ochsner's principal investigator, agrees.
And so you want diversity because not everybody responds the same, not just to vaccines, but to therapeutics, other medications. So it's just overall, it makes a difference.
In a letter to their students, Verrett and Kimbrough write, as presidents of historically black colleges and universities, we do recall unethical examples of medical research. We remember the Tuskegee syphilis study, which misused and caused harm to African Americans and other people of color, undermining trust in health providers and caretakers. But that has resulted in a backlash from some parents on social media. One parent posted on Xavier's Facebook page, "Our children are not lab rats for drug companies. I can't believe Xavier is participating in this. This is very disturbing given the history of drug trials in the black and brown communities." Another said, "History does not support our offering up our young, bright, beautiful bodies as experiments to save, not them. As a parent, I'm deeply troubled."
People are afraid. They think about Tuskegee, and I understand all of that. But there have to be some people to make sure that it works for everybody.
Time will tell. Danny Monteverdi, Eyewitness News.
The university presidents say they are doing fine. If you would like to be considered for the voluntary trial, email covidvaccine@ochsner.org.